Little Afghan wigs. Megatron gets it right. Megatron, X-Mask. Joseph Hoffman. Timothy Sokol from San Pedro. Jawara on the East Coast. Hope you guys are doing well. Results oriented. I'm not happy. Had a brief discussion with a gentleman going on his 5th marriage. My age, 3 kids, 3 different baby mamas. The 4th one did not have a child. Although he's not, what's the word? Ruling out a possible 4th child with the 5th bride. I had to shake my head and understand what his thinking was. Now, I just got off a 24-hour dry fast. A lot of energy. Dry fast is no food or water for 24. I thought about going 48, but I wanted to work out. So I haven't worked out a lot since I got home from Mexico last week. I got home a week ago today. And I love fasting. Fasting is such a good thing for men. It is the healthiest thing you can do, and it's free. So I meet this guy. We get talking. He's my age. He's at the dental office. I had got my teeth done. And sitting there, had 10, 15 minutes to actually 20 minutes to hang out and whatever. And he starts telling me he's been married. I say, you got kids? Oh, yeah, I got 3 kids. Oh, great. How old are they? Oh, they're, he's my age. His youngest is 6. I said, oh, wow, you guys, your oldest is 14 and your youngest is 6. So you started later, right? That's cool. He goes, no, I got married later in his 30s and I married a gal about his age. So in 22 years, he's been married 4 times. Let that sink in. 4 divided 5 years apiece. He said his first wife lasted 7.5 years. And she said that she was unhappy, that she felt like she was pressured to get married and rushed into it. His second wife, he was married for 3 years. And she ran off with somebody that she worked with, Kevin in sales. The third wife, he waited about 1.5 years before he married the third wife he met at church. So he's thinking, you know what? I'm going to go to church and meet a new gal. And she had 2 kids. She was younger, about 15 years younger, and they had a third kid. So he had 3 kids with 3 baby mamas. So I said, man, it's got to be tough. Like the divorce, is it challenging to juggle those 3 baby mamas? And he's like, oh yeah, it is. We've had some really difficult divorces, but I'm part of it. And I think this is a good thing. And, I got my 4th marriage is just ended about 6 months ago. And now he found a new one. He's actually engaged 6 months after his 4th. Don't save her, don't lend her money, and don't get married. Timmy Kramer. John Boston, 4-time divorcee men making another try putting the hand on the stove. Hot stoves. Well said, Mr. John Boston. BJ Fornash, good to see you. Yeah, and it gets but the reality of the story results is funny. Joe in the chat, good to see you. Who gets married 5 times? Apparently more than celebrities. Bobby Barrow, my professor, got married 4 times. I feel bad for the guy. He's not in the Matrix. He is the Matrix. Well said, results. There's Polska. Where you been, Polska? Missed you, brother. Some people like hemorrhoids. Well, let me get into it. I don't blame him for wanting to have kids, but the money is rough. Yeah, he says that he's got 3 alimony payments and 3 child supports. But he's an accountant. So I think he does all right. Trog in the chat. All-Seeing Otto is back. Good to see you, Otto. I said no marriage, no cohabitation, and no more kids. Trog, 3 strikes, and yeah, he's he's actually 4 strikes. Smart men don't get married. And it's yep. He meets the 4th one. Was it the 3rd one at church? I can't remember. I got them all mixed up, Bobby. And incels are jealous of this guy. Well, apparently he can get ladies, right? Definite system to the child support. When you think about it, marriage is very silly and dangerous risk to take. Your chances of success and happiness are very slim to none. Revs in the chat, good to see you. Should I get married for? Yes. If anyone can get married 6 times, I will give you my Rebel Against Defeat channel and my hat. Driving home from giving flowers from simps. Good. Marriage doesn't make any sense to modern men. Every lady is for rental only. All right, so 4th marriage, we got divorced 6 months ago. He's engaged to the 5th one. Luckily, he said his 4th one, there's no alimony or kids involved. It was I think they were married 2 years or something like that. Somehow, all of this time, he got married when he was 30 or 31 or something. He's 52 going on 53. So there's 4 marriages, a couple years, 3 or 4 years of maybe 4 years. I didn't ask him. We didn't have a lot of time. I just asked him why he kept getting married. What was it about wanting to get married and go through a divorce in a marriage and a divorce in a marriage, right? Ex-mass marriage doesn't make any sense to modern men. Every day is for rental only. Attaboy. George from England. Good tip on living a happy single life. Do not get a woman. Don't marry a woman. Don't knock up a woman. And don't live with a woman. Would that be good advice for George, guys? Char's in the chat. Good to see you, Char. That's the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Polska says that's crazy. So I said, why? What is it about? I mean, I've been married. I'm not going to do it again. No way. Heavens no. He goes, well, you know, love is important in our world. Love is what makes the world go round. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, well, possibly, but love makes divorce court happen. He started to chuckle. I mean, this guy was very happy. He was happy he's getting married for the 5th time. He must have that's been very bad in a former life to get 4 marriage sentences. Well said, realist. It sounds like little head is stronger than the big head. Does he not realize? Well, he's on it. Yeah. Now it's in the 90%. John Markell in the chat. Good to see you. Good for Mr. T. We love Mr. T. Bobby Barrow. Women are not in love, but in business. He says he still talks to the first 3 baby mamas because obviously he has kids. He's slave to the vagina. Yeah. So he basically said that. He said exactly what that James Sexton lawyer said. He says, you know, when your dog dies after, 5 to 10 years, are you not going to get another dog? And I said, well, I don't have a dog. I'm not going to get a dog. Number one, I can't take care of the dog. And I don't want to go through all of those challenges of health and so forth. And I'm just not a dog person. If you're a dog person, great. So he says, well, it's basically I had 4 dogs that passed away and I want a 5th dog because I really like the companionship. And then I said, so when did you know your marriages were on the rocks? He goes, the first one, it was blindsided. She just showed up, I'm unhappy. He thought they were happy. They were trying for a second. Apparently they couldn't have a second because of her chemistry, her biology. Geron, marriage is a reason for divorce. Well said. Well said, brother. George, I'm in Romania. Women here seem to get worse. We're telling you that, George. We're telling you that, Beefcake. I live my life simply now. After marriage and divorce, I sell my own ship and I call the shots. Well said, Beefcake. Good to see you again. Rev says simping ain't easy. KL in the chat. Good to see KL. Did he really say that? Love makes the world go around. Yes, he did. He was very bullish on marriage, even though he basically said, I was a different person when I was 30. I was a different person when I'm 35. They change, but I'm still a believer in marriage. And I said, most people would call you crazy. And I was very cordial with the man. And he goes, yeah, my parents and my brothers and sisters tell me I shouldn't be marrying anything after the second marriage. I go, well, they probably have reason for it. Because I love the holidays. I love to wake up on Saturdays. And I love to go hiking and make pancakes and be on the couch and watch Netflix shows. And I really love being married to do that. I'm not making this up. I'm like, well, maybe the 5th time. Finally, he went in. I said, maybe the 5th time is the charm. He says, I think you're right. Marry an AI bot. She won't divorce you or stress you out, says Geron. He's not a slave to sex. He wants a fictitious form of love that doesn't exist. Well said, Bobby. That's exactly what this guy, he lives in a fantasy world. He literally believes he's going to keep going until he finds that long-term marriage. You know what? I'm not going to hate on the guy. He doesn't. And I did ask him during the conference or during the discussion, do you know anything about the red pill or the MGTOW world? He goes, I've never heard of it. A bunch of men that got married and divorced, they've been through the marriage grinder, and they talk about their experiences and how to avoid it. He goes, oh, I wouldn't be part of that group. I love marriage. Marty Bernard is back. Good to see you. One and done, never again. Lay that down to Chinatown. Love is hormone driven, and for men, it's rooted in sex. Could be. Love makes his wallet go around. Timothy says he likes the plantation. What a fool. Freedom fighter. This man is his own worst enemy. I don't know. He's either medicated or he's just the believer in me. I met another guy when I first moved out of the house 10 years ago, and he was married 3 times going on his 4th, said the basically same thing. He loved marriage. He loved companionship. The best marriage is a private, married without the government involved, and she agrees with a man having a prenup. Well said. Betty Saab, freedom is scary for most people. This is how we are programmed, addicted to slavery by woman or government or both. Appreciate that, Char. Timothy says, I didn't hate the guy, but I don't respect him. Right. I don't respect his choices. The best marriage is no marriage. Marty laying it down. Simps will do whatever it takes to get the box. Manuel, good to see you. This guy is into a spiral. He's going to keep going, guys, until he wins. He's one of the, he's like, it's like the only thing I can think about is men that are entrepreneurs that go through 4 or 5 bankruptcies till the 5th one, and they, hit the jackpot on the 5th one, but they've learned from the first 4 bankruptcies. They've learned how to build businesses. They make a shit ton of money, lose it, make a shit ton, lose it, and finally they hit it big. That's the only thing I could think about this guy. He's hoping he's going to hit it big. But what is the reality? 93% divorce rate on 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and subsequent marriages. So it's stacked against him. Why the hell would a man want to get married after getting a divorce twice? The fantasy is digging at his heels. Is he on head meds? He might be, Joseph. George, I think women are universally the same. I think that consensus is 98% of them at least. John with John in the chat. Good to see our brother John. Hope you're doing well, brother. Marriage is legal and taxable prosti. It's definitely indirect prostitution. Couldn't save him. But it was just a very interesting conversation because I'm listening from this perspective. I have been married. I've been divorced. It's been 9 years, 9.5 actually. I just don't understand it. JW, good to see you, brother. He's a camel toe and Jim Crow voter. There are just men that'll continue to look for that unicorn. Gotta respect his hustle. You gotta respect the guy's hustle. But he's definitely hasn't got the memo yet. I'm different than the other woman. Now let's talk about the other woman, the 5th one he's marrying. I think he said she's 20 years younger, or 15 or 20. She wants to have a family. He's excited about that. So he's going to probably knock her up and have his 4th, 5th kid. So he's going to have 4 baby mamas and 5 kids probably, right? Our brother Gone with John wants to grow his Rumble. Everybody go to Rumble and subscribe. Thank you, brother. But here's the deal. I like the dark-skinned ladies. Better to look at it. No fatties, though. Here's the deal. What is the deal with the 5th bride who knows he's been married 4 times, has 3 baby mamas? What is wrong with her? And he wasn't an ugly dude. About 6 foot, 180, looked like he worked out. Total beta male, the way he talked. I mean, this guy worships this lady. He talked good about every one of his wives. But this one takes the cake. She was amazing. He's a glutton for punishment and money garnishing. He's not looking for a unicorn. He just thinks the last 4 girls were the wrong ones, but all the other girls are normal. Well said, Bobby. More kids. Great plan. Lock him down again. He either likes the court system or the chaos or the up and down or the delusion. I don't know. But he's not an ugly dude. There's a reason he's got 5 wives, or he's going to have a 5th wife. Somehow, and he's an accountant, so he makes probably decent money. Says he owns his own company. But, let's say you make $500,000 a year, got 3 baby mamas, 3 child support payments, and a 5th marriage, money will be tight. unless he made sweetheart deals with the first three. He's got to be worth a little bit of money. But still, whether you're worth that kind of money, let's look at Dr. Dre. Worth what? He was at the time almost $1 billion. That dude was smart. He gave her $100 million. He only gave her 10% of his net worth. I don't know how he got that out. But man, if I could have done that, I'd be fine too. I generally by default blame women for divorce, but this time he's divorced 4 times. Definitely is on him. This isn't Mario. You don't get an extra life. Bookshelf, good to see you. I pray he doesn't go crazy. I think this guy is going to be continually getting married. Falling in love can be high for some people. I think the dopamine's off the chart. I mean, this guy was literally, oh, she is amazing. My first 4 wives are great. 2 of them have remarried. We're all friends. I mean, it's just weird. He's a walking red flag. Well said, Marty. New wife and more kids going to cost him a ton. Arvero in the chat, good to see you. Maybe he's skimming off his client's account. You never know. You never know. Wouldn't be the first time. He's a believer. Yeah, he's the type that listens to Journey, you know, and Journey's not bad, but listen, he's loving Journey. You know the best song by Journey? Separate Ways. When you break up. Not the Wheel in the Sky. I mean, those are all great songs. Faithfully, you know, those Sim songs. Otto says, imagine still being in love. He believes in it. He believes in dopamine. I wish I had more time because then I would go through, you know what love is? It's just 4 chemicals, right? Give him a lesson. But this guy was all about marriage. He's living a chick flick, realist vision. I mean, he's literally on his 5th. He's getting married sometime in the summer. He's known her for 6 months. She wants to have a family and have a white picket fence and have a boat and a little cabin and do fun things. And you know what? You got to respect the hustle, but man, there's no muscle up here. There's no muscle in the hustle. If they're so amazing, they're so great, why did they divorce your ass? Well, for some guys, they just allow the woman to be the woman. They're okay with it. How to impress a woman? You don't impress women, George. I don't have the time and energy to waste even on one woman now. Jason Reed, I always say some men have to learn the hard way and some will never learn. Women don't impress me, says Megatron. Brad, why does infatuation get so strong? It's the chemicals. It's the chemicals, brother. You understand your chemicals. Dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, vasopressin. Same chemicals you get from watching your favorite soccer team win a cup. Dissociative identity disorder. Maybe he doesn't know he's just making up different identities. Could be. I mean, the guy could be literally lives in multiple realities and he somehow has his reality as an accountant and a father to 3 kids. He asked for a sandwich. 5 women got their retirement plan sorted out. He's going to be working a lot. I think what's going to happen someday, he's going to wake up and literally just go crazy. He thinks women define him as a man. Lost without them. Well said, Trogue. I think you're right. No marriage after knowing someone for 6 months. The mighty Mysterio from Winnipeg. Can you believe that? I know friends of mine that have been engaged 6 weeks after a 28-year marriage and married within 4 months. He can make it himself or pay someone to do it. I guess she is once, twice, 5 times a lady. We are talking Lionel. Who's the guy that sings? Oh gosh, the black guy dancing on the ceiling. You know what I'm talking about. A company called Navicure Solutions are a new financial advisor to manage my measly $650,000. You can live like a king. But he is exceptional. Most of the men I know only try second marriage, and if that fails, they are done for the rest of their life. Most men, yeah, they tap out after 2. 5th time's a charm. Sounds like this dude is a sadist. Could be. Multiple realities. Probably. My ex is on her 3rd. Yeah, a lot of women 3, 4. I met a guy. I had a boss who was married 4 times by the age of 45. He was on his 4th wife. She was a nice gal, but she'd been married 4 times too. California, Laguna Beach. I think he will off himself just like the ones that wanted to do it in TikTok. Lionel Richie, attaboy. I don't know why Richie spaced me. Dancing on the ceiling. I mean, this guy loved, you better believe he was slow. He loves to slow dance at the school dances. That was the guy. Good for you guys coming up with Lionel Richie. It comes down to make your own sandwich. Why getting married then? It's me. Hello. It's me you're looking for. Oh, by the way, Jerron, I need to you got to send me some more music. You guys have music. Send them my way. I was playing Travis from the Curious Syndicate. I got to put some more of his stuff on. But send me some of your stuff. And you too, Joara. You're playing drums now. Hello, is it me? I'm going to play that song on the next live stream. In Vietnam, it's worth a lot. You can live like a king. You live off dividends on 500 grand of that. You'll get $2 grand a month. Big world from Vietnam via Tennessee. See, I know my people. Just read an article. George Lesniak, 62, found out his wife was cheating on him, then deleted her and deleted himself. This happened to a neighbor. Two people I know whose spouses deleted their spouses and deleted themselves. They don't want the woman leaving them for somebody else. That's the reason. It's the same thing. If I can't have her, no one can. I told you about the story about the guy in our neighborhood who my daughter, their daughter babysat our kids, and my ex-wife was friends with her, and she was a teacher, and he was an accountant. Bart, man, good to see you, brother. And 2 kids, the last one graduated. They were in college, so they're empty nesters. She came home one day, said she was unhappy. She started losing a lot of weight, said, I'm getting divorced. He said, come home for lunch. I made you lunch. So she comes home, 12 o'clock, deletes her, drags her persona to the front yard, goes around the neighborhood with little Post-it notes, puts them on cars and says, if I can't have her, no one can. Goes back, goes to her persona by the tree in the front yard. You know, it's a 6,000 square foot lot, not very big. Deletes himself over her persona. Not making this shit up, man. That many failures in marriage and still expecting a different outcome is madness, says our brother Jason Reed in Colorado. DG Part 3, good to see you, brother. Where are you from? I bet he also likes to eat Snickers with the veiny side like him. You never know. You never know. You never know. How hard is it to get citizenship in Vietnam? You'll have to ask Big World. I don't usually say this, but he's delusional. I would agree. Results. Ghost Pirate, good to see you, brother. Happy Wednesday. I would love to get to know this guy. Like, seriously, he would be a wonderful study of literally simp. King simp. Yeah. It is crazy. We'll have to chat offline, Joel. Call me this week. Lots of things you can do. Just walk away. Yeah. Some people, they just love the idea of being in love, the fantasy. He's addicted to challenge. I don't know. I mean, I would love to hear he basically said, you change and people, love comes, love goes, but there is love out there. Most men have no options. One-itis mindset is a terrible plague. Yep. And I think he probably suffers one-itis every couple years. Sacramento, working in Arizona right now as a traveling welder. Attaboy. My father grew up in Gridley, outside of Yuba City. We lived, when we first got married, we lived here for 9 months and then moved down to Folsom, Granite Bay, Roseville. Lived in Roseville, but worked in Folsom. He's born in the wrong gender. There you go. Too high. The peace sleeve. No, I told him to email me, Jawara. I told him to email me, but he didn't. I hope he's all right. One mighty and strong if you're listening. No such thing as love, especially when a 304 is involved. I'm in love with the peace and quiet and freedom. Freedom. Look, I'm not anti-woman. I just don't believe in marriage, cohabitation, or kids, or paying for somebody's idea. Got to say, in the dark, they all feel the same. They aren't special or rare. All the pooches, yep. Don't have to go to trade school, be a welder. Yeah, there's good money in trades, man. Good money. I'm happy. I am happy Mr. T is back. I am happy he's getting rid of all this woke shit. Sure, Gregory's bill must be insane on that MTT out. I got to go check out his page again. Saw Trump implement the 2-gender law in the states. Well done. The fact that he did that, good for him. I mean, he got rid of that wacky DEI Coast Guard person. It sounds like the New Zealand woman that became the New Zealand Navy general and sunk the ship the first week. Do you think Russia has women, or North Korea or Iran have women leaders in their military that high? Biden, go away. I don't even know if Biden's alive. I think it's just a body double. I heard of one-itis. I think there's a pill for it. I can't remember the pill. Can't remember. It's called a blue pill. Simps are just evil. Simps just, they worship women. It looks like most people are going to experience breakups. Most women leave. 90% of them initiate the divorce or the breakup. Trump's doing well, isn't he, Jaron Markell? Trump is better than, again, if you don't like Trump, at least he's better than what we came from. Let's be real. But he's got a lot ahead of him. What's up with Stargate? I'm trying to figure that out, Trogue. I hope he's made some good decisions, or if he's not, that people steer him in the right way. This world is a brighter plane of existence without woke stuff. Well said, Bartman. Priest, have mercy. The priest, yeah, what a worthless speech that was she gave. Trump did more in the first day. Yes, he did. All Zion Don did was pump the brakes on the madness unless we repeal the 19th, we're going. I think he understands the masculinity crisis. Well, at least I hope so. I mean, look at his son, Barron, who's basically saying all the kids his age are listening to masculine role models. Blue Creek, good to see you, brother. No problem, man. I would not attend if I were you. Priorities and principles. Simple as that. Maybe this will be the last one you don't attend until your sister gets the idea. I'm already getting hate from people of my color, simps and hoes. Don't care. There are so many Hispanic and black men and even white men that have, and Asian men that have, and Indian men and that have voted for Mr. T. We want strength. That's what I see in Mr. T. Is he perfect? No. Is he going to stumble? Probably. Will he pick some people? Look at Vivek Ramaswamy's already stepped down. There's going to be challenges. I'd rather have those challenges than the bullshit we came out of. We're with you, Jerron. As it stands, he's been divorced as many times. He's been married. Shame he hasn't just joined dots. His choice. I just don't like men going through. Yeah, I mean, look. Doesn't have a lot of muscle up in the brain. He's got a lot of muscle in his heart. He's like my brother. My youngest brother married 2 baby mamas, knocked both of them up. Oh, can't stand that woman, Jerron. If he's not going to remove all bias against men, jobs, blank, he did nothing to help. Well, I think we're going to see, it's only been 2 days. We'll see. They're on the border right now doing deportations. I mean, this guy is literally balls to the wall. Guy only sleeps 3 hours a day. So we'll see. The jury's not out yet, but from what we've seen the first couple days, I think that might be something to see in the future. Who knows? That woman was a wacko. I don't know why they let her speak. They hate order. That's why they're trying to escape order. Well said. Accountability. A lot of women don't want to be accountable. Yeah, and Trump slated her on his Truth Social. If you go look at what he said this morning about her. I like it when he works people. I think we are going to get acceleration with either presidential candidate, says Bobby. Look, it's either the left or the right. I choose the right. If Cackles got in, every man would probably have to cut off his member. Who knows? Here in the UK, there's an anti-American sentiment for those based and close mates of mine stand with the American brethren. Well, we hope that for you guys out there, the tide begins to turn in your favor. Trump's always up, and he loves his McDonald's and Diet Coke. The guy's got mad. Let's just be real. Let's not talk about him right now. Let's talk about the guy that's going on his 5th marriage. I'd agree with that, Ghost. You'll have to go to truthsocial.com at Real Donald Trump. Go read what he said today. If the 5th married accountant stayed single and lived in the van life, he'd be filthy rich. I'm sure he's got money. But he doesn't have a lot of money that he could have because he's got 3 baby mamas and 3 alimony payments. Or actually 1 now because 2 of them are married. I bet he's paying $4,000 to $5,000 a month on the first 3, but he's probably making $20,000 to $30,000 a month. So I think he's all right. Correct, Bobby. He ain't perfect, but he's much better. Go right and keep right if you want to stay single, says Megatron. I think I'm hot for Ivanka. Ooh, she's a very attractive woman. So is Melania for her age. She's not an ugly woman. I think she's, 2 years older than me? Big World says Trump's got tiger blood. Something about it, man. You tell me. Let's just say, Trump got he got his money from his dad. Okay, let's talk about this. Was he good with women? No, he's got 3 baby mamas. All right. He's probably very difficult to be married to. But he took $10 million from his father and turned it into $14 billion. That's like taking a dime and making $1.4 million. Go figure. 5th marriage and still useless. Trump will make America great again. Hopefully he can put Putin in his place. Oh, yeah. The guy's look, go read The Art of the Deal, the book he wrote. And Big World talks about sales. Go read that book. Understand leverage and value. That is a terrific book he wrote, how he does deals. And he's still using the same deal structure. The problem with the first term, and this is the last thing I'll say about Trump. The first term, he didn't know what he was doing. He never been a politician. He knew politicians, but how they play the game. He played both sides. Get it? He wants tax advantages. But he went with people's ideas of certain people in his government, and that's what effed him up. And he said, this next term, I'm putting my people in. So we'll see. I'm sure there's going to be a few bad apples. Jeremy Bailey, what's up, brother? Good to see you. I'm not caught. I know. Where you been? Over there in the UK. We miss our brother, Jeremy, driving his muscle car somewhere in the UK in the rainy weather. By the way, I just went through a binge of the Smiths and Morrissey. Between the Smiths and the Morrissey, there's like 350 songs. It took me like 4 days to go through all of his catalog. Then I just got done with the Cult, which they're out of Manchester area. And I did the Trash Can Sinatras, which are out of Scotland. And now I'm on to Gene. Remember Gene, Martin Rossiter's band back in the 90s? Trump ain't taking a cent. He donated it. This 15-minute discussion you had with this guy, Rad, you should have. You know what? I just love the fact that I wish I had more time with him. I really do. He was so intriguing. What he thought and how he got to those thoughts. But I could tell you this, based on my analysis, he truly can't be alone, number one. Number two, he has a fantastical version of that woman. Now, look, remember, all relationships are fantastical. Oh, Rad, you're not smart. What are you talking about? You're a whore. You don't understand. No. Each person in a relationship has a fantastical vision for that relationship and that person. The reason marriages and everything falls, I believe, is because the man never lives up to the fantasy of the woman, and vice versa if that man is part of the 20% of the divorce. That's basically what happens. They're marrying, my ex-wife married a man that lived in her fantasy. I was not that man. We made it on 20 years. But I wasn't that man. She tried to make me into that man, but I wasn't. I still can't play the drums on time, so can't send a video. Well, you got to ask Scotty. Being in love is a powerful drug. The love of the fantasy. Ghost says you can love him or understand him. Well said, brother. Men's Daily, good to see you, brother. Men's Daily's putting out some good content. He's funny too. Dude, you got some funny gestures in your videos. I laugh. Just the way you talk. It's great. He definitely scared to be alone and has been programmed by soy society in that regard. Yeah. I wanted to ask him about his childhood. If his parents were still married, what's that like? You know, you'll be able to play the drums. Pair bonding chemicals make guarding all lizard brain. Well said. When you say truly alone, I think of a man that wants sex, access to a woman. I think this guy wanted both. I really do. Right? You can't stay on beat. And you need to work on that. How can any man not see the reality of life? There's a lot of men lost in the fantasy. I am John. Good to see you, brother. I think I saw you at Cabo Airport. I wasn't there on the 11th. I was there on the 9th and the 15th. Man, you should have let me know. Would have hooked up with you. I was in San Jose. I spent 3 days in San Jose. Up over there. The scary thing is that this may not be as a last marriage. Perhaps he's already planning number 6. I think he's going to keep going if it doesn't work out. I think he's got a little bit of time now. He's probably got another 5 to 10 years if he's going to have kids with this gal. But maybe he can't stay on beat. But maybe the woman says, oh, you've been married 4 times. I got a retirement plan. Maybe she just sees a starter husband with a retirement plan. Who knows? He's got 3 kids. Ghost says, use a metronome. I can't play the drums. I can't do the 2 hands and the 2 feet together. I can play guitar, but I can't do that. And I can't do piano. I'm not good at piano. I can never play the left hand. Romantic love is real. Jason Reed. So many men get tripped up by that. Yeah, this guy I met in the dental office today. My age, nice guy, good looking guy, 6 foot, 180, looked like he's toned, accountant. And 3 baby mamas with the first 3. 2 of them got married. His 4th one, they had no kids, no alimony issue. So basically got off scot-free there. And then the 5th one, he's engaged to. And this is why I don't respect 304. New York City crawling with 304s. Oh, no, you did when I was in Cabo. Jerron, you're going to like this. In Jawara, the Men's Daily. There is a bachelorette party, all these black women, big, heavy black women, that wearing the boobs are hanging out, just the hoochie mamas and tattoos on their boobs. And they get out. Oh, no, you didn't. And they're doing the turkey neck. Oh, hell, shit. Oh, no, you didn't. Oh, my gosh. Just the comedy of how they speak to one another. Oh, he did not say that. What are you talking about? Love the different cultures we have in the United States. It's going to be Springer, Trog. You're damn right. A blue-pilled friend said, not all women are like that. I wanted to ask him. So this woman he's marrying has never been married, which is odd. 32, 33, never been married in the state. Red flag right there. But, maybe she's a late bloomer. I'm not good on the left hand, Jerron. Getting married today is so risky that one can't go into it lightly no matter what. Well said, Stereo from Winnipeg. Oh, no, you didn't. Big backs have probably lit minimum 220 to 300 apiece. I talked to one of them, very nice. They were from the East Coast. I think they were from Baltimore. And they were there for a bachelorette party. And then the gal got out. She had a crown on and she had a little sash that said bachelor or bride to be. And they were loud. They were loud. He's going to pay for it. You know he is. Tell your friend the red pill is a biological reality. I wish I had more time, Bobby, with him. You can always tell a blank from a Becky. That a boy. They should make weave pulling into a... Oh, the weaves. And they had the weaves. Crazy weaves. Like lots of hair. Lots of makeup, the eyelashes, piercings, tattoos. Big world. Never been to Oaxaca. I heard it's chill too. That's actually one of my destinations I'm thinking about going to this year. Just no fatties. Jawara wants one of them. Come on, Jawara. Let's be real. They were very... I can't imagine a dude being married to that person. I mean, just loud. That's why I think a lot of black guys like white, very heavier, like a lot of white pogs. They get that white, heavier woman, curvy, whatever, bigger woman, but they don't get the attitude. Would that be a fair assessment? That's what I'm thinking. That's not culture. Go to Baltimore. I've been to Baltimore. Ain't going back. When you hear people breaking up, it's starting to become comedy. Well said, Mysterio. I see more people breaking up who have kids more than the ones that don't. Yeah, lots of divorces, especially now, January, February, March. All living off our taxes, DEI. You know they got multiple baby kids. Like I said, cooking with Kaya is one I'd go for it. Nice body, and she can cook her ass off. Attaboy. 140 pounds. Well, I don't know. I mean, I would love to have seen these women. I wish I had like an hour or two, like go to a bar or something, hang out with the guy, and just understand what is going through his head. Not be judgmental. Just I want to understand what he's thinking. I'd ask him certain questions. Why he believes in marriage. Could be a religious thing. Could be the fact that his parents have a great marriage. I don't know. Loud and aggressive. No man wants that. Correct. Black chicks are the patient zero of modern feminists. I don't know how a man goes through 4 divorces and still survives. Does he he's an accountant with his own business, so I think he does all right. Made a mistake and deleted a dear brother. Damn. That's a fair assessment, but I don't like fatties. That's what I'm thinking. Because a lot of black men, what is it, 80% are from single mother households. And I don't think those single mothers are skinny. So or their grandmothers or their aunties. I think they're bigger women. They're used to that. They're comfortable. And I think they like the bigger woman, but they don't want the attitude. That's the only thing I can think. Can one vet to baseline these days? Good question, Mysterio. I just had an older black guy who was married twice that tried to throw God in the mix about why he should do something stupid like getting remarried again without a prenup. I didn't ask him if he had prenups either, man. Didn't know. I feel for my black brothers. Best friend is a black man. Base has nothing to do with black chicks. One of my good friends in junior high and high school was a guy named Tyrone. Black guy. His mom was white. His dad was black. But, man, he could ollie on his skateboard like 5 feet. That's all he could do. He had special springs in his hamstrings. But he was a cool guy. We got along real well. And then he became a jock. And we'd say hi to each other, but that's about it. Great guy, though. All women will turn Skittles for top quality ladies. Absolutely. I 100%. I think a lot of women are going Skittles now. And they're going to go more Skittles because men are out of the equation. Oh, I meant in the chat. Okay, I see. Godfather, good to see you after 4 tries. I really feel there isn't anything left to say other than just good luck. Look, here's the deal. I mean, you can be really judgmental, but I want to understand. I wish I had more time to understand this guy's way of thinking, but all I can think about, he doesn't want to be alone. He obviously believes in the power of the blue pill, and he loves companionship and family. If it takes him 5, 6, I'm guaranteed this guy will marry. And I said, well, what if this doesn't work out? He says, well, I'll keep looking. And he also said, you know, when we've had dogs grown. When I was a kid, we had several dogs. They all would die. We get another one because I look at it like that. You know, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater. And I'm thinking to myself, man, divorce attorneys love this guy. I have black 304 fatigue, not for me. There, boy. Fatigue, the exhaustion. Oh, no, you did. You're going to pay $900 for my weave, Jerome Markel. Women, lesbian divorce. Number 1 divorce, 85% divorce rate. And the biggest domestic violent issues. Never give up, the motto of the brother. Yeah, that's it. Oh, man, I wish I had more time with the guy. I would ask him just his background. How many girlfriends does he have? So there's a guy in 90 Day Fiancé. He went to Brazil. He's in a wheelchair. He meets this new gal, and he'd been married 4 times before. So there's something, and he's 52 as well. 90 Day Fiancé, it's the season 7. And he goes to Brazil. He's out of Chicago. He got shot. Apparently, he was a gang, whatever. And he goes and meets this gal who's the same age as his oldest daughter. He's got one kid, and he wants to marry her. Power of the blue pill. Let me dissolve them away like Biden. It's over. None of them coming back. F the baby in the bathwater. That's what I'm telling you. Were any of those black women under? No. I don't think anyone was under 250, but I was being generous when I said 220. I don't know how the guy can survive the emotional aspect of divorce and not seeing his children every day. He says he's friends with his kids or his ex-wives. Who knows? When I see the men with super heavies, I think that those women are so easy when it comes to sex. It's feast or famine for the big women, right? Mysterio, I like the fact that you said, I call them heavies too. Isn't that 90? It's pretty fake, but I mean, regardless if it's fake and scripted, there are couples. This guy's been married 4 times. He's going on his 5th. Whether they're fictional or real, it's still a blue pill like world. Older people who are 55 plus who still want to get married are trapped inside of past times from back in their day, not realizing times have changed and don't want to accept the divorce rates. Well said, our brother Men's Daily. Too much emotional pain. 52, that's only a few years away, brother. Jesse Lee Peterson says it best. They haven't gotten over their mama. I agree. I think this guy had a very loving relationship with his mother, and maybe he saw his parents with a wonderful, and he's trying to get to that level of love and compassion that his parents had. I don't know. I'm not judging. Some men just can't help themselves, can't save them all. No, you can't. Well said, GOR. I like the weaves and natural hair. I've seen some very gorgeous black women. Never been with a black woman. Never been. Get over your mama, Jesse Lee Peterson. There's some guys that love black women. Look, Candace Owens, I find very attractive. She's she might be a little aggressive when you're talking to her. You know, she commands power, but she's a very attractive woman. No woman should be over 150 pounds unless over 6 foot. Well said, Jawara. Realist, he must enjoy the process of losing his freedom and how great it feels to get it back. Surely there has to be a cheaper way of doing this. It's a drug. It's dopamine. It's a challenge. Maybe he wants to not be a weird guy and not have a woman. You know, there are men that remarry because they don't want to be single in front of their peers. I don't like when people say that my grandparents knew each other for a couple of weeks and got married. They stayed together. That was a different time. Well said, Mysterio. I guarantee my grandfather courted my grandmother and they lived till she died. Then he married another one and she died and they stayed single. Stop body shaming your sisters. Oh, no, you didn't. He's still got mama in his blood. Her identity is, you know what? That would be a great live stream. He's got his mama in his blood. His mama doesn't pay rent in his head. Just man up and buy a hoist. You're going to have to buy 2 seats on that plane if you're going with her, plus yours, 3. 171 pounds, half or above that. Is 171 pounds still the bar or has it gone up? I'd say this year, 176. Just like insurance, it's going up incrementally. I agree, Jerron. I've seen a couple of times when she lays it down, and yeah, I would not want to be the husband when there's an argument. Who is your all-time favorite guitarist? Mine is Page over most. Gosh dang it, Mysterio. Billy Duffy of the Cult or Johnny Marr. I know you love Zeppelin, Rival Sons, and those folks, but I got to go with my favorite bands, Johnny Marr or Billy Duffy. I would have to say at this point, you know, Johnny Marr and Billy Duffy were buddies when they were 13 years old. Billy Duffy introduced Morrissey to Marr. Go figure. I think they're like the same guitarist. They actually did a song together, a spaghetti western, like I'll find it and play it. But they're buddies. They'll go on each other's concerts and play. Women don't marry the man, they marry the system that benefits them. Big world. Brother, you are red pill today. Are you friends with your ex like the 5-time? No. I have not talked to her for almost a year. I've not seen her for a year and a half, and I like it that way. If Sims had levels, his stats would be maxed out. Shame his bank account won't be. You know what? At this point, I don't even think he cares about money. I think he makes enough and he can just do it. He loves his currency is the emotional state he feels when he's getting married or divorced. Who knows? That's why she picked a white guy. Interesting. I've been with at least 3 black girls in my day. It was good while it lasted. How long did it last, John? Because I bet their patient runs out pretty damn quick. Big World says, Rad can sell the red. Well, here's the deal. If you want peace, quiet, and freedom, I don't suggest marriage, cohabitation, or kids, or taking care of somebody financially. Now, if you want a girlfriend where you live the Jonathan Noble way, where you have a relationship, where you come together, enjoy each other without any strings attached in terms of financial or whatever, great. And you know that it's just she's not yours, it's just your turn, and anything can change on a dime, and you could accept that, and you're fine. And every minute you're with her is 1 minute you might not ever get again. But if you hold on to that vision that she's going to be around forever and she don't change her mind, that's a challenge in life. I bet he's an accountant, so I bet he's got some friends that are divorce lawyers. You never know. I bet he does barter with some of these divorce lawyers. Hey man, I'm on my 4th. Can you hook me up again? Oh yeah, do my accounts or do my taxes for the next 5 years. Most divorces are templates, by the way. I had a great divorce attorney, but I know he used templates. You know, he probably used a lot of the same motions that he filed with me. But you know what? I don't care. I got what I wanted. They're too angry for Jawara. They're going to pull your dreads out too. Unless you're having kids, women are a complete and total waste of resources. Correct. If you live with them or cohabitate with them. Well said. When I almost got divorced, it was heartbreaking. I am still not the same man. I will never be. He must be psycho. Again, Norman Vincent Peale, the power of positive thinking this guy has. I mean, he was very happy getting married. I mean, he talked, he literally put those ex-wives and his ex-baby mamas on pedestals. Oh, they're wonderful women. You know, we grew apart, or she wasn't happy. I get it. That's what he was doing. But now I found a great one. I never met a woman who agreed with the Jonathan Noble way. Most don't. He guess what he's averred? The effing you get for the effing you got. Pardon my Swahili. Well said. He needs to go cancel his Disney subscription, hit the gym, engage in his hobbies, and enjoy life. He has suffered enough. I think his hobby is marriage and divorce. I got red pilled. I agree with you, Rad. There, boy. Not long, Rad. And the last one was absolutely cuckoo. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Yes. Probably the last 8 years, I've been substantially able to increase my net worth. Number one, I don't have anyone to take care of except my kids. And I live minimalistically. I'm not out spending stupid money. But you're right. 50 to 59 are golden for men. This time it will be different, Bobby. This time it's going to be different. Well said. Simply put, this guy, like most men in the West, worship Punyani. Ghost, you're not mistaken, brother. He's a lost cause. Morpheus can't help him. That's the second guy I ran into on his 4th. The first guy was in the hot tub. He was dating a gal. He'd been married 3 times, I think, going on his 4th. My boss, a few years back, actually 2 years younger than me, on his 4th marriage, and she was on her 4th marriage. She had 2 kids. Only he had no kids. He made a shit ton of money, $1 million a year, running the company. They lived in not Laguna Beach, Newport Beach. Nice house. And they were happy. They're still married. And she did that 23andMe. I think she's 55, 56, maybe 57 now. I think she was 4 or 5 years older. They met at a baggage carousel in the LAX airport or John Wayne Airport. They did 23andMe and found out she was not the biological child of her father that her mother said. Her mother totally got knocked up in the 60s. Married a new guy, or the guy she married thought he was the father, and she they went out and found this biological father that was 80 years old, and they started a relationship as, daughter and father. Crazy. That woman was getting around. She was 304 in the 60s, that mother. Well said, Jezebels. We call them Jezebels now. Jezebels. Jizzebels. Trogue says, I was on a ski lift a long time ago. The guy was talking about his wife destroying him in divorce. I should have listened. He said, never get married. Timmy Kramer. He was channeling his Timmy Kramer. I know dating is numbers game, but I didn't know marriage was. He should use the same wedding services and demand discount. I guarantee he's got those wedding people on whatchamacallit. Speed dial. He uses the same divorce attorney. So, yeah, we call them Jezebels. Jizz being, a slang word for a certain substance. Yes, never get married. Well, marriage, 98% of women are not recommended, and the other 1% to 2% are still female. My sister is married. Talk about her all the time. She's going on 23 years of marriage, 24. 5 kids. First guy she ever kissed, first boyfriend, she married. And she is a committed wife, and he is a committed husband. Now, do they have struggles? Of course. Have they changed? Of course. Does she go? She goes crazy when the kids are out of control. She starts yelling and calling for the husband. But they've managed to get through it. They are committed to their religion. They are committed to their marriage. They are committed to their children. I'm so happy for her. I really am. My older brother, still married, got married in 94, going on 31 years, 6 kids. He's a doctor. She is in love with him. They have a great marriage, again, rooted in religious challenges. There's 6 kids of us. 3 of us are divorced. I have another sister in Montana. Never had kids, too fat. Polycystic fibrosis or something like that. She's still married to a guy 10 years older. They live in a trailer, and she's happy as can be. So 50% of the kids in my family are still married. 50%. That's the divorce rate in the U.S. says. 50% divorce rate, just like my family. If the divorce rate goes up to around 70% for the second marriage, I'm thinking the 5th would be 0. Jason Reed. I should have told him that. Jezebel, cumbrellas. Go get your cumbrella. Is marriage natural in your mind or being single? Well, I grew up where marriage was considered a solemn institution of sacredness, and I don't believe it anymore, unfortunately. Things have been similar. Women have always been crazy. I'm not anti-marriage. I don't recommend it. I think you are against everything stacked against the man. I mean, do I wish I was married with a wife and kid in a traditional marriage where there was a pilot and co-pilot? There's parts of me that wish that I had that. Not that I seek it, but that I have kids and I don't want my kids to grow up. But I also know the peace, quiet, and freedom I get from being single. Does that make sense? So I think a lot of us that have been married or divorced see that at one point we wanted to be married. We wanted that white picket fence, but the reality is not the fantasy. I regret being occasionally mean to my ex-wife. I said absolutely crap shit, but in the end, it hurt me more than her. Still have harbored idea of separation from her and divorce, not even. Well, it's going to take you a little while, Betty, to get over it. A lot of us have been there. You would think that your parents staying together would have a strong influence on the rad siblings. Yeah. My brother married 2 baby mamas. He's got 4 kids. And they had kids too. So between his first, she had 1, then they had 2, got divorced, got his vasectomy reversed, married a baby mom with a 4 and 6-year-old when he had a 14 and a 16-year-old. And then he had 2 more kids. He's 45 with a 4 and a 6-year-old. Single monk light, peace, quiet, and freedom, well said, Ghost. Glad you agree with the 50 to 59. Absolutely, man. That's where the big money comes from. If only 2% are recommended, he'll need to get married another 93 times till he gets a good one. Realist vision, laying it down to Chinatown. When your nephew got married the other day, did you talk to the pastor who married them? No, but I think my nephew and niece will stay married. They're very religious. They're very nerd herd. But you never know. Back in the day, your wife became part of your family. She couldn't really leave, even if she wanted to. Her family wouldn't take her back. It's called the dowry. They traded. They still do that in Africa. If I was born in the 50s, hell yeah, I'd love to be married and have little me's running around. Well, that's the worst part of being divorced now, is seeing my sons, and I don't have a relationship with a daughter, but just knowing that my son was 10 years old when his parents broke up, and he still suffers. I mean, they're doing very well, education, got friends, they're smart kids, but there's a light bulb out. Oh, my brother's paying to one baby mama $4,000 a month. I think to the other two, he's barely making it. $6,000 a month. You have to make $90,000 to be able to clear $6,000 a month. So he's got to make, $150 just to live. There's pros and cons. Well said. Family law attorney James Sexton on YouTube said he always recommends to his clients to get a prenup, and the majority of them are idiots, don't get it. Yeah. He also says he's not anti-marriage, but he's still not married for the second time. Go figure. I bet she's with him because he's got a lot of fame and notoriety. I mean, he says some good things, but he's also, pro-marriage, and he's helped a lot of families break up. I'm not down with that either. It's the effect on the kids. My parents are married. They're still married. 1968. So they're going on, 55 years of marriage this year? 57? Yeah, 57. No, 69. 56 years of marriage. Did they struggle? Absolutely. But I'm not a kid of divorce. I'm a father with kids of divorce. So their little precious hearts were so damn broken. In fact, my middle boy, who wanted the divorce, he was team mom with his sister, team boy. My youngest was team dad. Not that I don't want teams, but my youngest always came, and he loved being with his dad, and he also loved being with his mom when it was her time. But the other two didn't come. And my 24, he will be 24 this year, he says, my second, he said this to me last year and the year before that, Dad, divorce is the worst thing that ever happened to me. And I said, interesting. Why? I thought you wanted it. Because I did, but I realized it was the stupidest thing. You guys have arguments like the rest of the people. I didn't get into it. They don't need to know anything. All I told them is, I appreciate you telling me that. I struggle with you kids being from a divorced mom and dad. I never had that in the game plan. That was never part of it when we got pregnant, when she got pregnant with you. Would you help your brother if he falls behind? No, I helped him one time, and he's the youngest. He's a taker. I hope his best man is good at speeches. Well, he really should be. Let's face it. He's had enough practice. His weddings are probably being treated as family reunions. He's got his next speech written. $6K a month, hockey mask time. Sounds like your bro needs to head down. He is he's delusional. Blue pill. He says he's red pill now. He's actually found MGTOW on his own. He says he's MGTOW, but who knows? Guy wants to. He's Captain Save-A-Ho. He always swarms in and marries baby mamas. Yeah, he's paying $4,000 a month just in child support and they're older. They're 21 and 23 because he didn't pay it. So they came after him when he started making more money 10 years later. Now his new wife, who just divorced him last year, his second wife, they had 2 little kids. He has to pay alimony and child support to them, probably another $2,000 to $3,000. So $6,000 to $7,000 a month for the next. Well, how's the youngest is 14 years? And I think he had to pay 5 years to the first baby mama, $4,000 a month. That's $4,000 a month, $2,000 a kid to make up for the last. So 5 years at $4,000 a month. Do the math. 48,000 times 5, just a little under 250, 240. He's got to pay $240,000 to his first baby mama in the next 5 years, and he's got to pay, let's just say $3,000 a month for the next 14 years to his second baby mama. Do the math. 36,000 times 14. 360, 4 times 36 would be what's $500,000. $500,000 to her, $480 to the for almost $1 million. He's gonna have to pay. Gentlemen, be careful where you lay your salami at night, or in the day, or in the morning, because it could cost you. Why do so many delete themselves? They don't see the ability. Now, I always knew, fortunately, we divided. We weren't in dire straits. But I had to earn a lot of that back. Work hard so that 52, I could live a life that I wanted to. Now, what if I ran and got married? He's going to miss out on those years. Well said. You are never free once you knock a chick up, says Trope. Guarantee that woman will be in my life the rest of my life too. The ex. What happens if your brother can't keep up? Well, court will get involved. Who knows? My friend's son was 8 months old when his parents got divorced. My friend said that his ex, who was previously married, after 4 years, said that the butterflies were gone forever. Butterflies are gone the day they get married. Because after that night at 10:30 at night, when everyone goes home, when the marriage line, when you get agreed to, when that's all over and the dance and the cake, she's no longer the center of attention. She's got to take her dress off and go home and throw down, if she does throw down. And then the bitch switch turns on. The bitch switch will turn on until the mommy switch turns on. And the bitch switch turns off. And then the mommy switch turns on and turns off. And the bitch switch turns on forever. The wedding bill. We should call it the W. What would a wedding? What's the color of a wedding? White? Yellow? I could take that $1 million, invest most of it into crypto. That is insane. Well said, brother. Insanity. What if brother can't come with almost $1 million? Well, he has no freaking assets. He bought a house. He's underwater with the house. He's got car notes. He got no money in his account. I know that for a while he was delivering pizzas. After he's got a nice job. He makes, 150, 180,000 a year in a nice job. That shit's gone. Marriage and divorce is a waste of money. Well said. Mayor is back. Good to see you. Marriage is the world's largest prison with no bars. Here's something. In our Constitution, there is no such thing as a family court or a traffic court. Let that sink in. Turning 41 in 2 weeks, never been married. With no kids. My house is paid off. Attaboy, Cosmic. But women label me as a red flag because I've never been married and no kids. Because they want you to be in the swamp with them. Where are you from, brother? When you say forever, it's haunting but real. Well, she'll be in my life forever. Very few wives throwing down, I've heard. Why? They get their attention from their internet. From the social media. I can't believe more men are going HMT on these anti-family court officials. I think it's going to happen. There's a guy that deleted a judge that said he couldn't have custody of his 4 kids. He went out and deleted them. Then he deleted himself. I mean, we don't want that, but I'm surprised more and more haven't happened. You're right. Brad, do you think there is not a woman that could get you back? No, absolutely not. And I've had that thought a few times, but I always come to this. At my age, going to be 53, 8 months, I think to myself, man, I really like this freedom of being able to go where I want to go, think what I want to do. I really enjoy that. Now, if I were 23, maybe it'd be a different story, but I don't think so. A lot of guys are getting married. Arvero. Yeah, they get 41, brother. Your life just began. Marriage is a ball and chain. Well said. Dude, you're near Buffalo. That's, you're up north, right? Where it snows. But Jerron's down in, he's Brooklyn. Jerron from Brooklyn. Your brother's situation is depressing, even with a good job. Guys, rich people. Look, Robin Williams had 3 ex-wives. He deleted himself. Apparently he was he found out he had Parkinson's, so I'm sure he didn't want to live like that. But he also was under massive pressure. No wonder he deleted himself. I don't think his Parkinson's pushed him to do it. I think the amount of pressure and the fact that he could not perform as Parkinson's progressed, or was it Alzheimer's, something like that, one of those dementia diseases. He's just like, I'm out. I understand, don't condone it, but I understand theft is theft, regardless of how long or black your robe is. Who and when was that, Rad? Good question. I can't remember. Radical Rafters in the chat. Good to see you, brother. They say if you're single for more than 2 years, you won't get married. Yep. I've heard it's 18 months. 18 months to 2 years if you are not married with those time. If you are not remarried, if you're a divorced man and not remarried, I mean, case in point, the guy I met today. If you're not remarried within 18 months to 24 months, the chances of you of remarrying another woman is an 85%. You're 85% sure you will not remarry. You have a 15% chance that you will remarry after 2 years. Rad's going on 10. What's that tell you, boys? No, I mean, who asked that? Mysterio asked that as well. Hockey mask time. There you go. That's what I thought it meant. Mysterio asked that if there's any woman. No, because at the end of the day, the intimacy dries up for most people. There's a boredom that sets in, and especially men. Why do you think men have so much testosterone? I mean, number one, I could never be faithful, nor would I want to be faithful. I'm not interested. Don't hitch your wagons to me. I'm not interested in that. We can hang out, be friends, and have benefits, but no, I'm not. That's just me. By the time he's at the end of his life, he would have had enough wives to start a mosh pit or a phenomenal hand clap band. I asked these guys, is it worth paying $400K over a course of 18 plus years after busting inside of her without a condom and her not being on birth control? It's not worth it. Well said, men's. They said Williams had Lewy body dementia, but his wives were crushing him with alimony. He had to move into his mom's house. That was Robin Williams, an Academy Award winner. Rest in peace. 16 years monk, says R. Vera. 7 years out, says Mayor. Look at you, boys. Michael J. Fox is alive. Why is he still here? And he has. And Robin Williams. Yeah, I like Michael J. Fox. And at least his wife stood with him. Gregory said the same thing in Cave. There you go. I've dated dozens of women since my divorce 15 years ago. Half a dozen begged for a ring. All they got was D's nuts. And they turn into Jezebels, right, Ghost? WHO, good to see you. You can only do starfish for so long. Well said. I'm 20 months divorced while my scars are being healed. The thing most helped me is waking up to full accountability, no matter whose fault it is. Well said. Out of the gals that I've hung out with since my divorce, there is one person that is an amazing person. She was great. No kids. She had been married. She knew the reality of marriage life. She never wanted to get married, but she wanted a more committed relationship, and I was not interested in that. And we had a great time. She had her own place. She made a great amount of money. I made a great amount of money. We came together. We had some fun times. But unfortunately, so there's always someone that wants more of a commitment, and I wasn't interested in it. So. Again, I'm not a monk. As everybody knows it, I appreciate my monk brethren. But I live life on my own terms. If a woman jumps in it, then she knows up front, I don't believe in love, marriage, cohabitation. I'm in it for, myself. And I still talk to a couple of them, that I've known for several years. But there's one in particular that stands out that was if things were different 25 years ago, who knows? All right. But yeah, Rafter, well said, men's daily advice. There's a lot of men that like the guy I met today, he just doesn't understand. Or he understands in his own world, which, I'm not gonna jump on him and judge him. It is who he is. I wish I had more time to figure out why. I should actually book an appointment with him and find out. I can call my dentist and ask him what his last name was. I think men needs to keep his scars green to keep grounded. Well said. Reason why history is important for longevity of relationship. I was talking to my friend today in Vegas. He's going on 10 years on his second marriage. This is her first marriage. She's an accountant, makes great money. No kids. But she makes all the money. He doesn't. He lost all his money in divorce. So he's with her for that reason. The question is, his wedding 5 or season 5? His life sounds like a soap opera or Oprah. Well said, realist. I don't know. Crazy. Pain equals change. Maybe he likes the pain. The only female is even to think about marrying is one that has her own crypto. That way I can have a prenup, and when she divorces, she'll leave with her shit, and I'll leave with mine. Well, I mean, it just never commingle, never live with them, never get married, never have kids. Keep that separate. Oh, it's interesting. How did it start? The front office gal said something to me or said something to him. He said, "Oh no, that's you." He said, "Oh yeah, I'm here for my checkup. I no cavities, by the way." And we just said, "Oh, I'm sorry about that." Anyhow, I just basically say, "You from around here? Where do you live?" "Oh yeah, cool, right on." You hear? I didn't know if he was getting a checkup or waiting for like a family member. So I'm like, "Are you waiting for one of your kids to come out?" He goes, "Oh no, my kids aren't here." "Oh, how many kids you got?" You know, it just kind of went that way. I think, and then he was really smiling. I'm like, "Oh, you seem happy. What's up?" He goes, "I just got engaged a couple weeks ago at Christmas time." I go, "Oh, congrats. First?" He goes, No, this is my 5th. So I went, "Really?" I tried to do a Jim Carrey. "Really?" Mr. says, "I think that in the last year, your content has been more, and I appreciate it." Well, you know, it's interesting. My videos that I do walking around or whatever, I don't get very many views, but my live streams seem to bring a lot of people in. I don't know. I'm shadow banned. I have not grown. I lose 4 or 5 a day. I'm like literally, I'm not growing. I'm shadow banned. And I think it's my IP address. First sentence from Rad. "You look happy. Are you single, bro?" "No, I got engaged over Christmas or New Year's Eve or something like that." Del Hart, good to see our brother Del Hart McGregor Jr. just watching from the background. You know, if any guy is watching and want to participate, tell me where you're from and a little bit about what you guys are up to. Christmas time, of course. I'm sure he bought a nice $12,000 to $15,000 ring, if not more. Yeah, Wolf in the chat, your Peruvian landlord on his 6th wife. See, there you go, guys. This guy's on his 5th. Rat, it's not the money you're saving, it's the lives of broken men. Appreciate that, Betty. Good to see Wolf. Well, we're just here to share experiences. That's all. Some have been married, some haven't. Some have had kids, some haven't. Some are single and they've never had a girlfriend. Some haven't. Some are dealing with financial issues. Some are dealing with mental issues. You know, if you have mental issues, go talk to a professional. If you can, then give you some advice. But we try to share with each other, and this is just a platform to do it. Our experiences. I don't know everything. I know what I've been through. I know what I've seen other brothers have been through, and I don't recommend certain things. I don't hate women. Women are beautiful. But there is a reality to being with a woman in 2025. And that is not the fantasy that men and women get married and fall in love to a fantastical version of that person. Maybe we have looked at us wrong and have been marrying super rich women and he is a gold digger. I know this is unlikely, but good for him. If it's true, someone has to get our money back. Maybe. What happens if you can't pay what the judge orders you to pay? Well, I know he was paying Joara 3 of them. So if they were that rich, I don't know if they'd have, but hey, you never know. They terrorize you, put you in jail, go after your house. Yeah, I mean, they'll go after you. But there's no standing. That's the interesting. There's no standing of family court in our Constitution. Go figure. After all the hell and sickness I have risen from up to this point, realizing how it is just to live on my own. F marriage, I still date once in a while. No kids. Guys, the only thing about MGTOW is no marriage, no cohabitation, no kids.
That's it. You decide how you want to live it. If you follow those 3 principles, and paying for women's resources, if you are protected and you don't get into risky situations, you can deal with them. If you choose to, we're not saying to choose to do that. You choose your own peace, quiet, and freedom. Does it sadden you that marriage again or at LTRs? No. I know what I'm getting. I don't think after 30 men or women can fall in love. I don't think so either. You know what you're getting with relationships. Relationships very rarely work out if one of them, and I'm not a committal type, so it ain't going to work out. Feminism didn't ruin women, it exposed them. Every choice women made in the modern day is their choice and nobody else's. Well said, Bobby. You have to be a super soldier man just to be on point, living in CT, expensive and mean effers everywhere. Even with rich women, her money is her money and your money is her money. Well said. That's what my ex-wife said. Her money was her money, but my money was hers. Interesting how that works. Truly red-pilled men nor any woman's can fall in love. Well, that's the truth. I think, for me, that is. Having a bitch bugging me on top of all this shit, rebuilding my life. Hell no. Well said, Wolf. That's how she got rich, most likely. Seat, my ex got me for 17 years of child support, and that ends this June. We will celebrate to you, Seat. Good for you. Mine ended. When did it end? 23? Yeah, 2023. I'm going on 2 years. What about prenups? Do they protect the man? Prenups, depending. The judge can overthrow that shit. They could say the woman signed it under duress, and it's not valid. Jerron Markel. That is interesting. MLK and the college football bowl was on that day. Go figure. How come I'm saving far more than when I'm single? Because you didn't have to deal with a woman going to Target and spending $300 every 3 days. When I told the anti-family court lawyer what they were doing was unconstitutional, he literally LOL'd, but they can't understand why no one likes them, kicks them out. Did I tell you the story when I went to my divorce attorney and sitting in the lobby was a divorce attorney going through his own divorce and a judge going through a divorce, a family court judge? Very interesting. Red wine time and my blank's cold as F up here. red wine. Remember UB40? Prenups are never honored. Again, all the woman has to say is I signed it out of pressure and duress, and the judge throws it out. So what James Sexton says is if you're getting a prenup, you should film it, video it, have the woman talk about it. Yes, I'm signing this under my own volition or whatever, so that there's evidence. By this point, he might as well write his wedding vows on toilet paper because his marriage will be joining it down the toilet in near future. Based on his success history, his track record, I don't think it's going to work. Realist, I don't think it's going to work, but I could be wrong. There's always an exception to the rule. Rad came across my ex-wife at the pawn shop. We didn't say even hi as she glanced at me. What was she doing at a pawn shop, Betty? Was she pawning her ring? Some dude said to his soon to be ex, if I had deleted you on our wedding day, I'd have been out of jail by now. Have 3 hots and a cot and a university degree with no alimony or child support. And Trog, that university degree is probably free. UB40, red wine. That's a good song. UB40 was good. White guy singing reggae, but yeah. The monkey got choked. The line broke. The monkey got choked. Red wine. I can't do his voice. Hate to see it when the snakes eat its own tail. Hear about that family court judge that deleted himself recently after divorce? Yes. How about the judge that found out his kids were not his kids after 34 years? Was that the same guy? Living in the U.S. as a man is super hard as it is. Why bother? You slip up once on some BS, you get punished. Well, I think men have a challenging situation living a life compared to the female situation. Wolf, UB40, brother. Singer Tyrese broken down by the courts again. Who's the other guy? Nick Cannon. Doesn't he have like 5 baby mamas and like 25 kids? Put the lime in the coconut and mix it all up. There you go. Big world. Tony Hawk is on his 4th wife. I think he's got 3 baby mamas. So it happens. But he's also got 400 million. So, and Tony Hawk's a nerd. I skated with Tony Hawk in 1987. When I was a sponsored amateur. Rad, you're so white. I know, unfortunately. My wood stove is sure a solid investment. That'll keep you warm. California girls keep you warm at night, right? That was a red and black pill suppository. Yeah, that judge who found out those kids. Oh, that was the judge that deleted himself? I didn't know he deleted himself. Can't there be some sort of document or vid that states that when signing the prenups to counteract any type of, I don't know, maybe. I think, well, James Sexton was saying get it filmed on videotape so they can see the countenance of the people signing it. My hilarious giant mailman friend said, Steve, 7 foot tall, brother tried begging a single mom living with 4 goats. She rejected him. Accused him of trying to steal her dog. You know what that dog's used for? Was it a male dog? A man is designed to spread his seed far and wide. A female is supposed to protect her egg for that one good guy. Of course. That's humanity 101 from 10 million years ago. I will let you know, Big World. I'm thinking about it, brother. I want to fly to Da Nang. Got to hang out in Da Nang. I don't know any Vietnamese. He's stuck living with an ugly woman, sexless simp master. I was thinking about going, actually, in the next month or so, flying out to that area. But if I'm going to go that far, Big World, I want to go for like 3 weeks to a month. But I want to hit Vietnam, maybe 6 weeks. Vietnam, Japan, Thailand, Cambodia. I have no desire going to China. I don't care about China. But Japan, a couple days. Thailand, a week. Vietnam, a week and a half. Cambodia, a couple days. I don't do good on long flights. So if I'm going that far, yeah. I had a buddy, he flew to Germany for a weekend, left on a Thursday, came back a Sunday night. I mean, how do you do that? Licky, licky, the puppy, or what's that? He tried getting a side piece. Damn. I always thought that the N-word, I never understood it. I mean, how come black guys call each other the N-word, but anybody else can't? Although, doesn't Eminem sing about it in his songs? I like to say brother. I don't know if that's offensive, but the brothers. The brothers are cool, man. We like a lot of our brothers. The dog pill is real. Well said, brother. Big male dog sells through the roof. Every woman, I go back and I remember the women that had male dogs, they were all crazy. And I think that they were bigger dogs. I think that there might have been something to it. Big World says, skip Cambodia. Okay. I'll check it out. I'll take your advice. I decided to get a Trump beanie instead of a cap. Attaboy. '90s skateboard. You know who I was watching the other day? Ray Barbie. Ray Barbie and Ron Allen. Those black dudes, man, those guys could ollie like nobody's business. I'm telling you, our brothers' legs are built different. There's something in their biology that makes them jump high. White man can't jump. They made a movie about it. Why don't they buy a female dog instead? Exactly. No, I ain't going to say it. You're one of the few people I know that got divorced and is thriving. Thanks, Mysterio. When are you coming down to Idaho? JW, I got the N-word pass back in middle school. If the word is so bad, it should be out of the whole dialect of the whole world. I mean, black guys shouldn't use it. Or women speaking about it in their, Lil' Kim stuff or whatever. It's good for for me, but not for thee. You know what I'm saying? It's whatever. It's totally okay for a black guy to say the N word, but for a white guy, exactly. I don't give a. I don't understand when people like cracker. I laugh when someone says that. I think it's funny as hell. Like I think a cracker, like graham cracker, like saltine cracker. Yeah, I'm a cracker. Big deal. Who cares? The breast milk. You made my day. Skip Cambodia. It's just another aspect of Marxist anti-white propaganda. White man bad. I mean, in this space, we got to hand it to the black population. The black male population put Mr. T, and the Hispanics, but more so the black vote, put Mr. T back. That they're waking up. They're waking up. Everybody's waking up. Mysterio. What would God say about divorce? Well, I created men and women to think independently of themselves. I gave them each free will. I mix. I'm either too white for black people and too black for white people. I'm usually a loner. I always wonder that, like, what do black people really think of Obama when he's half white? Is he a real black man? He looks like he's a real black man. I mean, he's got some of the folks that are mixed, they look lighter. I've seen some that look almost white. White men can't jump. Total. Yeah, they made a movie. Woody Harrelson. Was that Woody Harrelson and Wesley Snipes? Honky is fun as hell. I like being called honky. Call me a honky. I don't get offended. Brother's not offense. I don't even think of color when someone says it, being a black man myself. I know you're a black man, Mysterio. What are black? Do they say the N-word in like England? There's a lot of black men and women in England. Do they use that slang there, or is it just in the US and Canada? No, we don't judge. Every one of us has a penis, and we respect that. I saw a woman at Target the other day. Her bill came to over $1,000, mostly junk. Did she buy one of those scooters, electric scooters that'll break down in 6 weeks? Mr. Brandon Trueblood, good to see you. Good to see our brother BT. I pity the fool. Ain't no jibber jabber. Mr. T said the best lines ever. Ain't no jibber jabber. Yeah, a lot of them can't, Ghost. You're right. God would say, read my best-selling book on marriage. God's like, I don't know what the hell I did creating these wackos. Wesley Snipes, that's right. Growing up on the East Coast near New York City and into hip-hop culture at that time, you can be white or black, say Nigga to a friend or someone you know was common. Look at the Beastie Boys. Beastie Boys and Run DMC, man. I think some people just can't be single. Perhaps it hasn't experienced the value of being single and being independent. Codependency is not healthy. And I think that's another thing about this guy I met. Codependent. George Jefferson. Jimmy, Dynamite. They would say it on that show. Nigga, please. Remember that in the Jeffersons? I don't know what NWA stands for. See, N-I something A. Ninja. Yeah, Gerald Montana from CJ. Good to see you, Gerald. Jackie Chan, a.k.a. Lee, said it. What's up? Yeah. He said, who does Coach Greg Adams says, what's up, my nigga? What's up for the weekend, my nigga? You know that little soundbite he uses? Who says that? What movie is that from? Our brother Brandon wants to grow his channel. Guys, subscribe. It was a way to transform the racist term blank and invent it to mean we all. And comrades. I don't know. I don't. Call me a honky or a cracker. I don't care. Mr. T was great. Easy peasy. There you go. Dynamite. I wonder how 400-pound fatty wipes her parts. I don't want to know, man. I don't want to know. I laughed my ass off when Jackie Chan said that to a black guy. I'm going to bitch slap you back to Africa. Jackie Chan. Well, I think Asians can get away with it, but I think a white guy can't. Ninja. Yeah, Greg Adams uses ninja all the time. You ninjas out there, you like stretch marks and C-section scars. You ninjas, you're paying for everything. You ninjas. Rush Hour. I'm your cracker. What's up, cracker? What's up? 2 summers ago, I saw a lady living off the system with her kid. Ooh, both riding in expensive electric scooters. I guess I should stop working 60 hours per week and join the gravy train. Jude, just go on the government dole, man. They take care of you. You get a free phone. They're going to pay your rent, put gas in my car. Obama going to put gas in my car, pay my rent, give me a free phone. Obama, 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 Obama. Rad, I will call you the Vanilla Gorilla. Appreciate that, Brandon. Delart's laughing. Some funny things. See, this is what we come together for. Experience. We talk about certain important things, serious things. We try to tell men to stay out of the swamp, which is the Matrix. My hairline would have looked like George Jefferson's. How is your hair doing, brother? I prefer honky or white devil. Coach Greg paying many thousands a year to trick. That's the only problem I have with. There's 2 things that I like Greg. I like his stuff. I think he's changed a lot. His audience is obviously a business related. He's all about the business, so making money is his thing. All right, not going to hurt on the hustle. But the whole thing about going to the SoCo, JUCO or whatever he calls it, for the sugar babies, why he's got to pay for it all the time. I understand why he pays for it, but it's always part of the deal. Most of his audience don't have the money to pay their phone bill. Number 2, he's all about acquiring possessions. I mean, for what? Why do you need 3 cars? Are you a racer? I mean, are you a car enthusiast? Or are you driving it to impress certain people? Very common in a hip hop party in the 90s to have a black Puerto Rican greet you with, "What up, my schligger?" Gabe on the phone. "What's up, man?" That's at Craig Adams' place. Nothing brings masculine men together like being racist toward each other. I think Hammerhand was a hip hop head back in the day. I think so too. I saw a couple of pictures of Hammerhand with some of his old lady, a couple of gals he was with. Man, they were some pretty good looking gals. Trump needs to sign an EO for calling people blank, gay, and fat again. Make shaming great again. Retarded. Retarded is just a word that basically says you're slow. We call that special needs. My uncle was what we consider retarded, but special needs. He died 28 years ago. My mom's oldest brother, but very, very Down syndrome. They call them retarded. But in the last 15 years, that word has not been used very well, but they call them special needs. I don't get offended. It is what it is. Salt and pepper. Delhart McGregor. I'm not spending 60 grand a year on sugar baby. Nah. Dude, there's a lot of microchimerism going on with what's the average sugar baby? How many sugar daddies does an average sugar baby have? Minimum 5. Minimum. Or more. That's their full-time job. No harm done when you point out the truth, says Arvero. Those who get offended. Offense is stupid. I mean, most people that say, "What's up, my nigga?" aren't trying to offend anyone. They think it's funny because they heard it from Snoop Dogg or somebody. But, "What's up, my cracker?" No one ever says that to me. "What's up, my cracker?" "What's up, honky?" I think honky is the funniest word, actually. If somebody said that to me, if I was walking in Memphis and someone said, or a very high, we don't have a lot of blacks in Utah. It's like 1%. But if, in Portland, East Portland, if I walked in and say, "What's up, honky?" I would probably start laughing. It's actually a very funny word to me. Some might get offended. I don't. Rad, your pink blue hair true and assigned to monitor your channel is losing the rest of its sick minds, probably. Like I am not politically correct. If a word, a syllable, and a vibration within your throat and your mouth is going to offend you, you have bigger problems. Sugar baby is just a hooker with dedicated clientele. That's all she is. Sugar babies have a roster of pee-pee. I wonder how many sugar babies end up being Skittles. Kamala Harris marriage on the rocks. Yeah. Number one, he's a beta male. You know who's getting pegged. Tell me something I'm not aware of. Be fun to hang out with you. It'd be fun to have like a reunion, like a MGTOW group meetup, but with all of the brothers and everybody just hanging out. It'd be fun. I'm sure nobody would be offended. Walking in Memphis. Was that a Coltrane song? Just think of all the time, money, arguments, and drama he has gone through, and what for just to be married. He must have a selective memory and blocks out the many bad times. Probably. 5, going on his 5th marriage. 5th marriage in 22 years. That's a lot of marriage. That's a lot of emotional roller coaster. Die Hard would have flown if a black guy was wearing a I hate honkies signboard in a white neighborhood. There you go. If your parents got divorced, would they have affected your view towards you? Absolutely. My parents never, ever uttered the word divorce in our family that I knew of. They were committed to being married forever. That was their deal. So I was watching, some video popped up about porn industry, secrets of the porn industry. It was that Sterling Cooper guy. He's been on like Rollo Tomasi show. He was saying, you know, he's talking about it's all staged, it's all fake. What it does to a man's brain. It hypnotizes you in a certain state, which makes you weakened. A lot of things he says I've learned from I watched a guy from the University of Colorado who talked about the damage of porn outside of the like religious aspect. He was saying that a lot of these women, they will, to get the scene of the substance around the eyes and the mouth, you know what I mean? I'm not going to say those words because I don't, you know what I'm saying. Ends with a pie or a, you know, pearl necklace. Let's say pearl necklace. That it's fake. It's actually Cetaphil body lotion. It looks and has the same consistency of a man's power. And it's all fake. I thought it was very interesting. I go, interesting. Yeah. It's in lighting and angles and makeup, and it's all fake. And he also said a lot of these ex-prawn stars are now suing the male prawn stars for, you know, alligators, you know, that they were doing something on the set that they shouldn't have been doing, even though it was filmed with the director and all sorts of people, lighting person. Even in the prawn industry, you're seeing that. If Jennifer Aniston is with Obama, man, I thought he was Skittles. Prawn is fake. But I know it's fake, but I mean, I didn't have to watch this to realize it was fake, but how they use some of these specific substances to make it look real. Crazy. Glazed like a donut, says Arvero. Well said. I see a couple holding hands when I'm outside and wonder how many of them will still be together in the next 10 years. I would say next 10 weeks. But yeah, well said, Delhart. Samson lost his strength when his hair got cut. That was his post-nut clarification. Let's talk about Samson. Samson was bamboozled by a female. He was Jezebeled. He was literally Jezebeled by her. Cut his hair. How many men are cutting their hair like Samson today? Metaphorically speaking. It's all fake, John Markel. On Survivor, the men did better than the women. I don't get it. Men are stronger. NBA versus WNBA. Male Olympics versus female Olympics, right? It's just men have a stronger, more mechanical, biological, machine-like body and temperament to get through those things. Women are emotional. That's just reality. Men are more logical. They're more machine-like. We don't need a lot to make us happy. A nice sandwich, a nice refreshment drink, and some appreciation, and maybe a little punani every now and again. We don't need much because we're logical. Well, the men that are men, not these effeminate, wimpy men, or actually non-men, The emotionals, I call them. Next 10 days. Well said. Simp like a hoe. Well, Adam was on his second marriage with Eve. Think about it. His first wife, if you believe the Jewish folklore, was Lilith, who did not submit to him. Rad, you a hayseed? I don't know what that means. Hayseed. A woman is never accountable for her own actions, even when she chose a corn career. Of course. Shocking. It is shocking, isn't it, Ghost? Bear Grylls, The Island, the women couldn't cope. All young men should watch it. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that. 2025, we can land spaceships on Mars. However, the President of the United States of America has needed to tell people there are two genders. What a schlizzle show it has become. Thank good Mr. T is laying it down. And he pulled the flags out. He said, we don't fly these flags anymore. I get beaten like a dusty rug. And the Olympics. There was that ambiguous fighter boxer in the women's boxing that they found out later was not a woman at one point. Lilith comes from Jewish Kabbalah. Lilith is not the original story of the Garden of Eden. Well said. It's that Jewish folklore in the Kabbalah. But apparently, it was Adam's first wife. The juice ain't worth the squeeze. Stay single, my friends. Are you still down in Mexico, John? Where are you staying down there? Adam was with Lilith before Eve. Yep. Yep, that's who it is. Fallon facts. Oh, what a world we live in. What a world. When I grew up, fat girls were invisible. They dared not go around people. Now they're on sports covers or Sports Illustrated covers. They're giving women's Woman of the Year awards. Now you've got the Transformers that are being told they're Women of the War. There's one that's going to win an Academy Award from Spain, apparently. Now they're the cool thing to be. Transparency all around. People in polyamorous relationships. 3 men got married in the Philippines to each other. Or was it the Philippines or Thailand? I can't remember, 10 years ago. I mean, it's what a world we live in. That's all I'm going to say. Well said. She was a 304 how. I call him fallopian flap. There you go. JC from Texas. Good to see you, brother. JC living the life in Texas. If a man tells women, men are more logical and women are more emotional, she gets mad. Doesn't that reaction prove the point? You're onto something, Jason Reed. You're onto something. I would think so. It's not like the Bible has stories of men and women getting together with little strife. Well, Samson and Delilah. A lot of women in the Bible were not good women to their men. They're trying to change what masculinity to fit their narrative and agenda. Women in logic are fleeting acquaintances. Women in logic are fleeting acquaintances. The dirty, red-headed step-cousins. Seraphim, keep your garden tools, God. Just give me my rib back. Ha! Good to see you, Seraphim. So that is the reality of this live stream. A man getting on his 5th marriage, loves marriage and divorce, speaks highly of his 3 baby mamas. His 4th, he didn't have a baby or she didn't seek alimony. And his 5th, he's in love with. He's going to do it again. Slap, Jack, do it again. The Doobie Brothers for 300, Trebek. Remember that song? Then Mike and the Mechanics. But be careful out there, man. Understand what reality is and not fantasy. Did the guy you met tell you how long you had known the 5th woman? He's been engaged for 6 months. No, he just got engaged. He's known her for 6 months. So he got engaged at Christmas time. So September, October, August, September, somewhere in there. I'm sure he was on the dating market and met her a month after he got divorced, if not sooner. All the chaos around us, female liberation, they are beasts of chaos, consumption, and destruction. No? I am not disagreeing with you, Ghost. Troke says Steely Dan, bro. You know what a Steely Dan is, right? I did some research, and it's possible that Lucifer is a female spirit and was God's first wife. I also believe all Bibles have been altered. Did you watch the Zeitgeist, Stelhart? It has been altered. They say the most correct Bible of any Bible is the German Bible. Now, is it the German Bible? Yeah, I think it's the German Bible. All I need is a miracle. That's what this guy is. I guarantee he's singing that. All I need. I remember that song. Steely Dan was a chrome blanky blank. Think about that. A woman puts silicon or metal in certain places. Do they warm the metal up or the plastic up? I don't know. This has been a great chat, guys. We will see you on the next one. Peace, quiet, freedom for 300. Remember, be careful. Be careful out there. These are not anti-female principles. These are principles for men to protect themselves. And it's, in a way, a little disturbing that we have to have channels to warn other men about this issue. I wonder what I would have been like in high school if YouTube and Red Pill was around. Probably wouldn't believe it. A lot of it's plagiarized. Well said. Thanks, Bobby. Great stream. Good for you guys being here. Great comments from everybody. The devil is a woman. The Bible uses female words to describe her. You might not be mistaken. I can't imagine the devil being a man going and trying and messing up people. Could be. Peace out to everybody. Thanks, Rad. Stay safe to everyone. This is a pro male stream. Yeah, and there's women that listen to it. I'm fine with it. Just be respectful. If you have questions, ask questions respectfully. SB just above OnlyFans level as Uker. How does CJ keep from getting? I don't know. That's a good question, John. I've always wondered that myself. We are censored. Well said. Do it again, Steely Dan. You like Steely Dan, don't you? Sure. Mysterio. Thanks, Jerome Markel. Thanks for everybody being here and every one of you that commented and shared your experiences and your thoughts. If I was his friend, I would start a betting pool with his friends and family and make some money. I think you'd be, I think you're onto something, Realist Vision. With that, you guys have been great. We'll see you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.